Awakening with Kendra. Awakening with me. Awakening with Kendra. Come and heal with me. Yeah. Come and heal with me.
Peace and love, and welcome back to Awakening with Kendra. Yes, you are back with me, with yourself. Awakening with Kendra, awakening with yourself. Feels so good to be back 3 episodes into the new season, and I'm still riding a high. I feel great. Life's, but I'm still alive. So for me, I am choosing to continue to flow and continue to be present and be here. But before we get into how I'm feeling and how I'm doing and what I'm doing and what we're talking about today, how are you? How are you feeling? Have you checked in with yourself today? Have you told yourself you love yourself today? If not, please make sure you do that right now. It's important to always know how you are, where you are mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, to know what you can and cannot handle right now and what capacity you are willing to give and to receive. So, how are you? What do you need? What do you want? And after you have checked in with yourself, if you are in alignment to continue in this conversation, please do. And if not, it is okay to press pause, to take a step away, take a step back, and then come back when you're ready. We're here, open arms, ready for you. And for all of those who are still here with us, I thank you. Thank you for joining me today in this beautiful conversation that we're going to have. Brief but important, nonetheless. Now, how am I today? Today, I am taking a breath myself. Today, I am still. I am still in movement so that I can hear and understand what I need to do for myself moving forward. Because it's easy to just keep going because you feel like you have to, versus knowing when to slow down to actually know where you're supposed to go. So I'm still. And, I just celebrated my solar return. I feel great. 37 to 37 now, and I feel wiser. I feel that I'm not just what my name means. My name means wisdom and knowing woman, but I feel like I am embodying that now, because wisdom isn't just about what you know, it's about how you apply what you know to your everyday. And I feel like I am moving forward more so in that direction. So that's where I'm at today. And the conversation is all about accessibility with boundaries. And lately, I've been thinking a lot about access. Not noticing how many things, not in a like frantic, chaotic kind of way. I'm just noticing how many things, people, responsibilities, and expectations have access to me throughout the day. And it got me wondering, how much access do I actually give myself? Because one thing I've been learning lately is that accessibility and availability aren't the same thing. And I don't think I always knew that. For a long time, I thought being a caring person meant always being available, answering messages, helping when someone needed something, making space for everyone else's feelings, showing up, being dependable. And while none of those things are bad, I started realizing that somewhere along the way, I became really accessible to other people while becoming less accessible to myself. And maybe that's happened to some of y'all too. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because life gets busy. People need things, responsibilities pile up, and before you know it, you spend so much time responding to everyone else that you haven't checked in with yourself all day. I've definitely had seasons like that. And lately, I've been noticing how much healing requires space. Not perfection, not isolation, just space. Space to hear your own thoughts, space to feel your feelings, space to notice when something isn't working anymore. And I think that's why boundaries have been showing up differently for me lately. Not as walls, not as punishment, not as shutting people out, but as a way of staying connected to myself. Because what good is learning to listen to yourself if you never make room to hear what you're saying? Let me say that again. What good is learning to listen to yourself if you never make room to hear what you're saying? And that has been a perspective shift for me. Just because I can answer right now doesn't necessarily mean I have to. Just because I can carry something doesn't mean it's mine to carry. And just because I have space for someone doesn't mean I have to abandon myself to make room for them. And honestly, that's still something I'm learning, but I'm not sitting here pretending I've mastered boundaries because I haven't. But I am becoming more aware of where my energy goes, and awareness changes things. Kind of like what we talked about in the last couple episodes. When I found out I had PCOS, one of the biggest lessons wasn't just about my body, it was about paying attention, listening, noticing. And I think boundaries are connected to that too. Because sometimes boundaries are simply paying attention to when something feels draining instead of restorative. Or when you're saying yes while every part of you wants to say maybe later. Or when you're giving so much that there's nothing left for yourself. And I don't think healing asks us to stop caring about people. I think it asks us to care about ourselves too. And before I go, I want to leave you with a couple of things that you can try this week if this is something you're working through too. The first one is really simple. Pay attention to how often you immediately respond to things. A text, an email, a request, a favor, and before you answer, pause. Just for a moment, not because you're ignoring anyone, not because you're being difficult, just long enough to ask yourself, do I actually have the capacity for this right now? I've been learning that not every response has to be immediate. Sometimes the boundary is simply giving yourself space to think. The second thing is creating one small pocket of time that belongs only to you. Maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's your morning coffee or tea, maybe it's a walk, maybe it's sitting quietly before everyone wakes up. Whatever it is, let that time belong to you. No fixing, no helping, no responding, just being. Because it's hard to know what you need when you're constantly available to everyone else. And I want to leave you with a couple questions to reflect on this week as well. Where in my life do I need a little more space? I'll ask that again. Where in my life do I need a little more space? And do I give myself the same grace I give everyone else? Do I give myself the same grace as everyone else? Those are the questions I've been sitting with lately. So this week, just notice. Notice where your energy is going. Notice what feels nourishing. Notice what feels heavy. And see what happens when you give yourself a little more access to you. That's all for this week's episode. I thank you all for being here, for growing with me, and for continuing to show up for yourselves in whatever way that looks like for you right now. Until next time, keep listening to yourself, keep honoring yourself, and remember that protecting your peace doesn't make you selfish. It helps you show up more fully for the life you're creating. Till next time, peace and love. Love on yourself, love on each other, and take a walk outside. Take a breath, take a pause, whatever your boundaries look like for you, whatever you need to do to stay rejuvenated and one with self, do that. You can follow what I've given as a little like blueprint, and you can add whatever you need to add that works for you. Though the thing is just to honor you at the end of the day. I love you and loving yourself. Peace.